Hi Ben, how are you?
Hi, man. Yeah, I'm all good, thanks. Yeah, you?
Welcome to Going Vinyl. Um,
Thank you.
I
Glad to be
begin.
here.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah.
Perfect. I'll begin with a very simple one. Can you first tell the audience who you are and what you've been up to?
So my name's Ben, and I'm in the band Wicked Other Branches, based in Sheffield. And we've been around like three, well, I would say three, maybe 2 years. Um, we've got an upcoming album out. It's going to be out in like October time. Um, and we've done quite a few gigs over the past few years. And then I consider myself like a multi instrumentalist in like hard rock, metal, alt rock kind of genre. I play guitar, bass, and yeah, just multitude of things really. Yeah,
That's perfect. I mean, quite a bunch of talent there. And I can see a lot of equipments. We'll talk about that in a bit as well.
yeah,
Right. So I'll go in dial back a little bit and then want to know what was it like growing up? Was music always a part of your life?
yeah. It kind of music was always there in my life, from being a very young kid. It's like um, I started learning guitar firstly when I was like 6.5 year old. Um, and even before that, I can remember music being like a really like integral part of my life. Like I absorbed it a lot, and it had a big effect on me from being a kid. So I absorbed a lot of like with my parents' influences being like quite varied, um, and going back to like 70s rock, glam rock, punk, ska, reggae, and all that music that kind of um, that made Britain at that time, from everywhere in our country and abroad. Uh, and then yeah, just absorbing all that, and then but the first inkling was really like I wanted a guitar because I really got into AC/DC as a kid. That was the first band that really got me into like uh, heavy rock for the time or whatever. So I was trying to be Angus, like um, doing duck walk and like simulating playing live. And then I finally got a guitar and I thought, I need to try and learn it now. This is difficult because I'm doing all like moves and everything, as a kid and that, and running about crazy. And then just yeah, just decided to push myself into it. But I had the enthusiasm to learn, so I kind of picked it up by ear rather than like I was taught a few chords and stuff like from my dad at an early age, but then more or less I just kind of stuck at it because I was like hyper focused in it and really interested. So, and then after AC/DC, it was like Black Sabbath and then Iron Maiden and all them other bands. Uh, and I was lucky enough to go and see quite a lot of gigs as a kid growing up. So yeah, saw a lot of great bands.
Right. And you mentioned your dad and he taught you how to play. Is he an active musician as well?
Yeah, he plays. Yeah, he mainly, but he don't like to take it too serious. He just plays for enjoyment,
Yeah.
really.
For the fun
Um,
side.
but yeah, he's partially responsible for the like spurring my journey. Um, so yeah, I'm kind of glad that I got a guitar put in front of me as a kid, rather than just games or Xboxes or whatever. Which I'm completely not into because like I didn't get brought up on that. Like most people are into that type of stuff. I was always wanting to shred guitar and do all that kind of stuff. So yeah, kind of different upbringing, but that's what that in a way that's paid off because now
Yeah.
it's still all I do all day is just play guitar and just get try and get better and better.
Absolutely. And that must have shaped the artist in you that is today.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
So I know you mentioned a lot of bands and influences growing up. Was there one in particular, aside from what you mentioned, AC/DC has been the biggest.
yeah.
Um, that was like, oh, this is it, and this is where I want to be? Was it ever like that?
I think there's never actually been. I might have had phases where I obsessed over bands, but like it got to a point where I just kind of certain bands inspired me to like write a certain way and like think a certain way. Uh, I think AC/DC was the first band that taught me about like basic riffs, and then when I got into Sabbath later on, that's when I started writing songs. So I was always writing riffs, and then eventually I got to a point where I could play enough guitar that I knew how to like write songs. So I used to write lyrics, uh, like mediocre lyrics, like looking back, just like trying to be dark and trying to like have like incorporate all this symbolism that I didn't understand, just to make it dark. So I was always lyric writing as well as a kid, like about 7, 8. Um, so I went to Sabbath, then I started writing like, riffs that would like emulate Sabbath and like I mentioned, being dark and everything. And then like where I'm at now, it's like there's that many influences that it's hard to like really mention. Like I've never got one band that I'm always like really obsessed with. It's like more like I can listen to really heavy like death metal, and then a minute later be listening to like reggae and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I'm really varied now, um, but I'm still primarily a metal. Like I view myself as a metalhead, but um, yeah, listen to really everything pretty much.
Any thoughts on Linkin Park?
Um, that's one that you've caught me out there because I've never actually really listened. But because but I've heard a few of their stuff, yeah, and they're different, and I like stuff like that. I like Slipknot more. I'll say that. Um, they're a bit crazy. I think I like anything that's just completely mad,
Yeah, and
crazy.
gotten back together, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it
Okay.
sounds like it's working out for them anyway.
Yeah,
With the new
absolutely.
guy.
Yeah. So, so have you, growing up, always also been very active in school with respect to music? Did you go to a music school?
I actually didn't know. Lots of me family that I kind of roughly know uh, ended up going to uni and did like um, various like performance related stuff. But I was kind of always, I wouldn't say shy, but I was quite reserved. So I just kind of wanted to keep my passion to myself and whatever. So that kind of held me back in school because like I always viewed school as like something different, um, and then like a work kind of thing, and then I'd focus on everything when I got back. So I used to hate homework because it was like the worst thing in the world. Because as soon as I got back from school, all I wanted to do is just run upstairs and just shred for hours. Uh, like so, yeah, there were like some opportunities, but they weren't great because our school became more and more like academic. So all the music kind of thing got pushed out, and it was more like focus on grades and stuff like that. Um, but I did do like a summer camp band thing when I was like 13. So it was like a prearranged band forming thing where different bands got together in like a sort of battle of the bands thing.
Right.
Uh, and there was a competition where we played uh, two pubs, and we got a vote on who would go through to like the final thing. That would my first proper like gig experience, even though it was only covers. But even covers are all right for that age because you're not bothered. It's just like you're 13, you're playing in a pub for like your first time,
Yes.
and then so that was quite interesting. Yeah, I got encouraged to do that by my
Did you win?
parents and stuff.
Did you
I
win
didn't win,
that one?
no, but
Yeah.
I
Okay.
didn't really have like an idea of like you know I weren't like that competitive about it at the time. It was just really a good experience,
Yeah.
and like my parents saw this ad in a local paper, kind of like cut it out, and then said, "Oh, there's this. Do you want to do that?" So like, and I didn't want to at first, but they're like, "No, you should do it." Because and then so yeah, like I said, that's my first gig experience. And then after that, I kind of I didn't do any gigs with any live band or anything like that at all, because I was mainly focused on like recording and stuff like that. So like as much as I love live gigs now with Wicked Other Branches, that's like the first major like proper band that I've really gigged with because before that I was just kind of doing demos and just building my skills that way, just recording, producing, and all that stuff, just getting ideas down, and that's what I spent most of my time doing.
Right. And you said that you also write music and you started early on writing songs. Um, is there one of your favorites that you've gone on to even compose and record? We wouldn't put you on the spot and say that, please play it for us, but then just talk through it.
I'm not sure. I mean, there's riffs that I've used that I've wrote when I was like 7 and then modified, but usually it's like it's just an ongoing process. Like I've still got a book that's full of like well, it's actually I'm not going to read them out, but
No, no, absolutely. We
like the
just love
old
to see. Yeah,
just all
right.
like you can see how the handwriting gets like worse and well better and better.
I can relate to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. This is like from being 7. I only just found this like the other day.
that's
I
pretty.
used to write with my granddad back when like I was like 7 year old, and
Was
he
it,
used to like help me like just have fun coming up with ideas and stuff like that.
that must have been really close to your heart. Was he
Yeah.
in music as well, like your dad?
Um, he didn't play, but he had a musical knowledge. Like he got into Pink Floyd and stuff, and prog rock and stuff like that, and Genesis. So that's like, and then I got into that later through that. So and a lot of like my grandparents were influenced by my parents when they discovered like punk era and like Pink Floyd era. They got into them records through through the son and daughter. So yeah,
Mm.
it's got like quite a lot of history. But yeah, I'm the first like immediate person like on like my side of the family to actually do music.
Like properly and professionally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it,
Okay.
yeah,
But have you also inherited a lot of vinyls and cassettes from early times?
yeah. I like my vinyls. Yeah, definitely. Because like the first time I heard a vinyl, I heard Pink Floyd Animals album, and like a great album in general.
Yeah.
But to hear it on vinyl, it's like it blew my mind. Like to hear the actual panning between speakers and like um, like I mean, people like take drugs to listen to that now, but like I didn't need to.
No.
Although I'm not into that, but I didn't need to even do that. It had that effect because of the vinyl. Like it's just so much more. Um, it's a stronger
Oh,
sound.
and the strong, yeah, yeah, authentic music. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So tell me more about your current band, Wicked Other Branches. How did you guys meet and how did this band come together?
yeah. Well, James, the singer, I didn't really know. I didn't speak to him that well, and then we started going to open mics because me and Niall, who you had on last week, we went started going to open mics in Sheffield, places like the Green Room, which is a great place for meeting people and just jamming and having a good night.
Mm.
Uh, and then he used to do drums. I do like guitar and singing, just do like some covers and everything every week. We used to play like 2 or 3 open mics a week at one point because we were all in Sheffield. There's nothing else to do, so just drink and play these gigs and then so me and Niall were jamming, and then James the singer were doing open mics as well, but he'd do like what's now a lot of the Branches songs on acoustic. And then I just thought, well, this is really interesting. This guy writes interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, it's not like stuff you normally hear. It's like different and like um, I thought I liked his stuff, so I started like, and then eventually, um, I found out he was in need of a bass player. I wanted to start a proper project, and I didn't. I played bass, but I didn't like foresee myself being a bass player, really. But I volunteered to play bass because I knew I could play, and I thought I could imagine James's music with like proper band dynamics behind it and bring it to life more. So that's why I volunteered to join. And then between me and James and Niall, because we had a different drummer for like the first initial period, first few gigs, and then there were some issues, and then he couldn't like commit to the band, so we brought Niall in, and both they were both good drummers, but Niall had a more like with being jazz based, he had a bigger feel for the songs, and like they just were more natural. So yeah, and then between us all, we've got a different influences. Like I said, the jazz influence from Niall, like the metal influence from me, and other stuff.
And James
And
into
then
grunge. Yeah.
James into his grunge, yeah, like Alice in Chains and stuff like that. So we've created like quite a different genre based off all them things, which is that's how it should be really. I think it's you have influences, but your band's meant to be like a mishmash of them influences sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, so we've kind of changed genre a lot as well because we used to be semi-acoustic,
Mhm.
um, and then we kind of classed ourselves as like dark folk, which is what we were calling it. Um, and then we switched to electric, got a whole lot of pedals, and then now we're more like grunge, going into like alt rock. We're even writing new stuff now that's more like going into metal and like hardcore territory. So yeah, we've done a lot of changing about, definitely.
That's part of exploration, isn't it? And then
Yeah,
yeah, and I'm sure I think a lot of bands would relate to that because starting out they would think that a certain genre or certain kind of music is their jam, and then slowly they realize no, but that's not their original authentic selves, and then they grow, and then they might delve into other genre as well. But that's brilliant, actually. I talked to Niall the other day, and yeah, he is such a passionate musician like yourself. So how do you guys jam? Is it ever that you said you are into songwriting? So have you ever also created a song for the band?
um, well, we kind of created together based on ideas, usually James's. We've been kind of writing differently and mixing it about,
Mm.
like recently. Um, but usually James comes in with like a half written song, and then
Mm.
when we start jamming it, it becomes something entirely different. The lyrics are the same, so I kind of we let James have like the lyrical input, because it's like it's always worked. It's a good recipe for our songs. It's like it seems to work better when that idea comes in, and then we kind of I wrap my bass and backing vocals around it. Now just some drums that transform it in that way, and then like end result is like different. Um, but yeah, I've got a different writing style for my solo stuff, so uh, I just kind of write a combination of lyrics, combination of riffs, and kind of sift through them and pick stuff out, and then whatever works best. That's the song. That's how I write my stuff. Um, so I kind of keep the two separate. But if I've got ideas, I'll write like a verse or something like that, and like offer some different ideas.
Right. So do you also work as an independent artist on your own songs, and do you record them and put them out?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've got an album out. It's an EP. It's called "Steal My Thunder."
Wow.
Um, but even that album now, it's most of the styles of the songs that's on that album. I've got like different and heavier and like um, it's not the same. a lot of the stuff I did were actually quite. I've got like acoustic stuff that I do. Um, so I put out two acoustic singles out, and then I put the EP out. But yeah, I can look back on that and think the stuff that needs improving on that and whatever. Mainly production wise, because I've been producing my own stuff on Ableton for like quite some years now. And before Ableton, I used to use multi-track, um,
Okay.
like 8-track recorders, like analog style.
Yeah.
Um, so I've been that's how I record ideas and stuff is just make loads of demos and try and get better at that production side of things. Like for me solo stuff, I do it all myself. Just bass, drums, layering it up, and then yeah, lyrics and everything like that. And I've even started. I've got this drum kit just so I can try and attempt to learn drums. So I've got the full shebang then, rather than just like programming drums.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm always trying to learn new stuff.
No, absolutely. I love that you have a guitar hanging there, and then you have the
Yeah,
drum. And I wouldn't ask you to choose between the two instruments. I know
mm,
it's unfair, and it's different.
yeah.
Absolutely. But like we were talking offline, does Niall and you jam together on the drum sometimes, or that has not happened
Uh,
yet?
no, I don't tend to because I didn't really play drums until like this summer. That's when I bought this kit, and I was just like trying to get better and better. Um, and we've never actually. I mean, we've been in a studio in uni and stuff, and kind of mucked about, and I've tried drumming for people, um, but I weren't really that good then. Or I could hold a beat, but like I had no skill at it. Um, but yeah, now that I'm getting there, yeah, we'll see. We'll have a challenge.
You have a long journey ahead anyway. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll always be a guitar man.
oh, okay.
First and foremost, yeah, definitely. It's just it's I've always been interested in in bashing a drum kit, but I've always avoided it because I thought it'd distract from my guitar playing. Um, but it turns out it's not because I still do both like equally now. I still play a lot of guitar, like 4 hours a day if I can. Well, not strictly, but that's usually what I end up doing. Is just jamming for 4 hours.
That speaks to your passion for this.
Yeah,
I'll stray a little bit from here, and I know that all of you and your band is based in Sheffield, where I am based. And how have you seen Sheffield's music scenes change over the years?
yeah. I don't know. In terms of it changing, I'm not sure because I've not really been based in this city for like I've been here for about 3 years, 3 or 4 years.
Right.
Uh, but I will say, like, I think Sheffield scene is really unique because it's got like little pockets of genres that
Yes.
are really diverse and different. Like, there's the drum bass side of it and the like sound system side of it, and then there's the little metal scenes, like local grindcore and hardcore scenes, local thrash, and then just everything in between, really. And then there's the indie side, which
Hmm.
I like some of that stuff, but it's not really my like forte. But that's an equally big part of Sheffield. Is that like Pulp and Arctic Monkeys?
Yes.
Trying to think of any more, but yeah, that them kind of bands. So it's got a lot of different. It's got a lot of small scenes, like underground scenes, compared to some cities like Manchester and London and everything. But um, it's easy to find and navigate certain scenes. So I think it is growing. Yeah, definitely. I'm seeing like like local events promoters and events managers like creating new festivals and like mini promotion things, and that's really promising as well.
Yeah.
because we've had a lot of opportunities with people like them, um, and stuff like All Seeing Eye that does the Washington gigs,
Mhm.
uh, and yeah, events managers like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there are fests like Tramlines, which is a great opportunity for new artists to be
Yeah,
showcased.
we got
Um,
that opportunity as well. Yeah, we played the Fringe. Yeah,
oh,
played.
that's brilliant. Um,
Yeah,
how was that experience? If we can talk about that.
good. Yeah, it were a bit of a stressful day because we had two gigs in one day. So we had Record Junkie, and
Okay.
then we had Green Room. So quite frantic. In fact, we played over Tramlines weekend. We played three gigs. We played Network, um, Record Junkie, and Green Room. So we crammed a lot into them few days. And then we went to Scarborough to record a live studio session for YouTube. So that was the day after. So yeah, that was a busy weekend, Tramlines weekend.
That's brilliant. And Scarborough is a beautiful, beautiful Bay Area. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, well, that's where James is from, the singer.
Oh, I
Um,
didn't know that. Oh,
yeah,
that.
it's from Scarborough, but he's lived in Leeds a lot.
Oh.
So yeah,
So, I'll ask a little bit about what your plans are with respect to your own music as well as your music within the band, and
yeah.
what's that one dream, if I call it London dream. um what's that one London dream that you're chasing?
Um, well, in terms of the band, uh, just I think to be able to do our first tour, like proper, like a like even if it's just a northern tour, and plan that and organize transport, so and just do like a proper tour. I think that's the idea. Uh, and then after that, we're looking at recording a new album that's again going to be different from this album that's not even out yet because we're still writing new stuff that's like totally different. So hopefully get a new album out, maybe if not this year, which it might be next year. But yeah, that's the idea, and
That's
just generally get to a place where we've got our entire genre or unique, uh, you know, um, musical like thing going off, I suppose.
And when you speak of going on a tour, do you mean a national tour, UK wide, or is it more of an international tour where you go to Nashville and part of
Um,
the US?
well, long term, yeah, but short term, I think just to do a tour of the UK would be great, you know, um, and good exposure and good, a chance to build up a real fan base, because because touring's tough, but um, it's putting yourself out there and proving yourself, I suppose, isn't it? Like you've got to prove yourself in front of a crowd. That's where the true respect comes from for bands. Um, so that's been my idea of uh, a good time for the future. And then for me solo stuff, same really. That's the aim, is to just do more gigs in general and just build up. You know, I want to build a localized fan base. So like, um, I'd rather have like 40 true fans than like 1,000. Like fake fans
Yeah, yeah.
or fans on a screen. Um, that would be my idea.
That's no, that's a dream worth chasing as well. So I wish you all the very best for your upcoming album, and I hope we can get back into a conversation once that album is out, and we can talk about how its reception's been, and I hope that you as a band can also headline some of the events this year or early next year. So all the very
Yeah,
best with
fingers
your
crossed.
musical journey.
Yeah, you too, man. Been
Thank
great
you.
talking
Thank you
to
so
you.
much for being on Going Vinyl. We'll talk
Your
soon.
pleasure. See you soon.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye, Ben.
Bye.